Hi, everyone. Today we're talking about generative AI and how to use it to augment your marketing strategy and particularly your content strategy within your overall marketing practice. So, generative AI has been around for a while and it's been gaining in popularity like crazy. A lot of people are using it as the basis for the things that they're writing. And even if you are someone who loves to create content and to write, it can be a useful tool. And I'll give an example based on my experience. I love to write content. It has been a huge bulk of my career in marketing has been writing content or strategizing on what a content strategy needs to be. I also very much enjoy writing in my personal time. I love reading books. I inhale them like crazy. And even as a little kid, I was writing short stories all the time, poems, anything I could do to just get whatever was in my head out on paper or a computer. Nowadays, I still don't have an issue getting started with a piece, but there's sometimes where I'm just there are time constraints. I'm managing several customers. I also have a lot of personal projects that I'm running, and so my time is a little bit shorter. So it takes me a little bit more time to come up with a first draft for whatever I am creating. So I like to use AI in the following ways. I like to use it to get ideas. So if I'm really having a hard time, it's not writer's block, but it's just getting, what topic do I want to cover? I will sometimes put in there like create a list of 20 topics based on this thing, and it creates that list for me based on all of the information and its inputs that are out there. And then I can use that to then come up with whatever it is that I'm finally going to write about. The next thing that I like to do with it is if I'm having a hard time even coming out with an outline of a paper, because this is one thing that has always driven people crazy about the way I write. I don't usually start out with an outline. I just start writing and it naturally flows from there, and then I'll move things around so that it flows even better, and I tweak and I tweak and I tweak whatever I'm writing so that finally at the end of the day it all works out and it sounds good and it sounds like an asset that I would be proud to present. But if there's those instances where I just cannot get started, I'll have it create an outline for me, whether it's a presentation or a blog or even a video. I will have it create that outline for me, and then I'll just fill in the gaps. There are other times where I'm even shorter on time and I need to produce content at a more rapid pace. And I'll give it a topic. I'll say focus on these 3 areas, because I always like to have 3 takeaways in something, and write me a draft. And I do consider that the very first draft, and I never publish a first draft ever. I may send out a first draft to individuals to take a look and get initial feedback on that, but that first draft is never to see the light of that publish button ever. It is where I start. It becomes the starting point for whatever I'm putting together, and I edit it and edit it and edit it until it has my voice in it, or if I'm writing on behalf of someone else, that it has their voice or the corporate voice. So there's a lot that you need to do with AI generated content to make sure that it is authentic sounding, that it is a personal sounding item that you've put together, that it was not generated by AI. The thing is, there's a lot that people now, because AI has become so rampant, and AI generated content in particular, that people start being able to recognize when something was created by AI. And that's what you want to avoid, because anytime you're passing off your own stuff as your own stuff and not created by an AI engine, people will see through it. And authenticity is a hugely important piece to making a connection with someone, to building a relationship, and to establishing trust. So you definitely don't want people doubting you from the outset of the thing that you create. So those are my tips for AI. I really think it's important to use it in a way to generate ideas and get you started. It's not a natural thing for a lot of people to write. It's not, they may be better in math or science or history or something else, and just writing content is not something that comes easily. I see it with my two kids. They're not natural writers. They struggle with it. And as they get older, there's tools to get around that. Now they have AI where they can use it as a starting point. But I tell them, if you use this and pass this off as your own material, that is plagiarism. You should never be taking other people's content, which AI is doing a lot of, is taking from different sources and kind of cobbling it together in a way that is readable and that people can consume. But that's just the reason why it needs so much editing to get it into your voice, is that people will see through that. It is becoming more and more sophisticated, so that'll be harder to do. But if you don't have a lot of content for which it needs to feed into, or you like things that you've written in the past and now you can feed them into an AI engine, it's not going to be easy for it to learn your voice and write in that. That's probably on the roadmap and coming, but you need to have samples for it to feed to resemble who you are. So at the end of the day, I would suggest when you're writing or using AI to generate content, that you use it for generating ideas, for creating outlines, to write initial drafts, but always edit, edit, edit. And if you will realize that if you're writing on the same topic over and over again, a lot of the content will sound the same. So you're going to need to feed the AI tool, whatever it is, additional prompts to make those additional pieces or those extra pieces on that same subject sound different and have a different perspective. So if you have any questions about AI, I'm not a complete expert, but I use it on a regular basis, and so I do have experience with it. Reach out to me at rosalear.com, and I'll be happy to have a conversation with you, even if you have a alternate viewpoint. So have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.